Good morning, everyone. One of the beautiful verses in this week's Torah portion contains an inspiring message for the new year ahead of us. Moshe Rabbeinu says to the Jewish people, these commandments, this relationship with God of performing the Torah and mitzvot, lo nefleisi mimcha, it's not hidden from you, and it's not distant from you. It's not up in the heaven that you should say, who will go up to the heavens to be able to take these commandments? And they're not over the seas to say, who will travel overseas in order to learn and receive these commandments? But rather Moshe Rabbeinu says, Ki karov elecha hadavar me'od. This matter of these commandments is very near to you. Beficha, in your mouth, ubevavcha, in your heart, lasoso, in order to perform them. Moshe Rabbeinu is telling the Jewish people, don't think that the Torah and the mitzvot and our relationship with God is unattainable, is beyond our reach. On the contrary, it's close to you. It's very close to you. It's within your grasp. All you have to do is embrace them. And this message is the last Shabbat of the year, telling us as we go into a new year and we come to the high holidays, know that God is waiting for us and He wants to be close to each and every one of us. You know, in 1939, England took in about 10,000 children in what is known as the Kinder Transport. These were children who their parents wanted to give them a chance to live and sent their children off from Poland, from Germany, from Austria on the Kinder Transport to be given up for adoption. And while these 10,000 children survived the Holocaust, tragically, most of their parents and family members never survived. The parents made the ultimate sacrifice out of love for their children. One of those children, his name was Beryl Gartner, and he came to England and he was put up in a boarding school. And one day the headmaster told the children that King George VI was coming through town, and there would be a royal procession, and the whole town was going to come out to greet the king and to wave and to cheer as the king comes through town in a great parade. And he told all the children to put on their most beautiful clothing, and they were going to go greet the king. And Beryl Gartner went with his school and stood in the side of the road behind the barricades waiting for the king. And finally they saw the royal entourage coming with the king. And as the cars were coming through, little Beryl broke through the barricades, ran up to King George VI's car and started banging on the window. The Secret Service grabbed the boy. They were going to drag him away. When the king opened the door, smiled at the little boy and says, come here. And he patted him on the head and he says, young man, I see you want to say hello to me. And little Beryl burst out crying. And he said, Your Majesty, thank you for bringing me and other Jewish children to England to rescue us from the Holocaust. But my parents, they're still in Germany. And I cry every night worrying about them. Will I ever see them again? Please, Your Majesty, help me. And the king asked little Beryl, what's your name? He said, my name is Beryl Gartner. He says, what's your parents' name? He gave him his parents' name. He said, where do they live? Which town? Which city? What address? And the king said, let me see what I can do. A few weeks later, the headmaster of the school called Beryl to his office. Beryl thought, for sure, I'm in trouble now for what I did. When he came into the office, the headmaster said to Beryl, you made quite an impression on the king. And matter of fact, the king sent you a gift. And the headmaster opened the side door of his office, and there were Beryl's mother and father waiting. Beryl ran into the loving embrace as parents and child wept together. And this is the message of Moshe Rabbeinu. You come to Shul on Rosh Hashanah. The king is waiting to hear our requests. He loves us, and He wants to grant each and every one of us a sweet new year. Don't think it's unattainable, it's beyond your reach. Know that God is very close to each and every one of us. Have a wonderful day.